I noticed something. You see some of our youths, some of them because out of idleness or just wanting to be engaged because of so much energy, they go into bodybuilding. And you see a young man that wasn't looking bulky before, coming out with a very wonderful biceps.
The
And
Igbo people call it Akwa.
okay, now,
Big chest.
yes, big
Big
chest.
arms. Akwa.
But you know what? They transformed it into providing security, and I commend them. Except, God forbid, some may be forced to get into some,
Crime.
yeah, not just crime,
Using their physique.
using
to
their physique,
intimidate.
yes, and they kind of form, some of them maybe in groups or fraternities or whatever, but that's not even a big deal. The truth of the matter is that whatever you do consistently is supposed to be reflecting you. So that is just an analogy. I read every moment of my life. I read even on the road. While sleeping, I read. My head walks. Sometimes I will be sleeping, but my head is walking. And I cannot say I don't have something to offer. The little I have to offer is what I have been doing. And I've really, by the grace of God, I have a little, not much to show for it. But before you kickstart, I want to thank you again. You may not remember this. Today is a very special day in my life. Today is the 8th day of May. On the 8th day of May 2023, I had announced I did a press conference on the 2nd, that I'm giving some persons who have chosen to go with the toga of oppressors. I gave them 1 week to please look into my cases and have a rethink on the path that they chose to take. That 7-day notice passed, and I went on hunger strike. I sat in the front of the government house of Akwa Ibom State, leading to the hilltop mansion where the then governor, Demi Emmanuel, was dwelling with his family in peace and luxury. And to God be the glory. I have never in my life did a 3-day dry fasting. I'm a Christian. I'm an ordained elder in church, but I can't remember doing 3 days dry fasting. I've done 3 days. I have done more than 3 days, but sometimes you have to look at the clock. Is it going to be 6 o'clock so that we can break? And even when you do it in church, they said, okay, this fasting is from 6 to 12. It becomes very convenient. You do 7 days, we do 21 days, yes, even 40 days. But this was 7 days absolutely dry fasting. Fasting as in hunger strike, to draw attention of the governor, who is supposed to be or to have been the father of the state, the governor then. And guess what? He saw me about 5 times those 7 days. And one of those days, I raised up the banner while trying to hoist my banner there. I raised up the banner while it was coming to pass, and I screamed, Semin Mio, Semin Mio, Semin Mio, screaming as, see me here, look at me here, have mercy on me. And the convoy people, suddenly they wind down the glass, they laughed at me. But the same day, a madman came and spoke brilliantly, prophesied.
You mean a mentally challenged?
Mentally challenged, yes, I'm sorry. A mentally challenged man who had been there before. He came around again, and then he went into singing by the rivers of Babylon, and later prophesied and told me what's going to happen. And I wondered, how can mentally challenged be more compassionate, be more spiritual than some persons who claim to be spiritual leaders? The long and short is that I went through the 7 days. Some group, a particular group, IPC in US, they talked with me, appealed to me not to go on hunger strike for my health. I said, no, I'm already a dying man. Like, what's this man called? In the Aboski would say, a dead man in a battle fight. I was already a dead man. What remains? We die here. But God did wonders. He was with me throughout. Newspapers, media houses, they came, carried the stories. Some people talked to some big persons in government, and they were telling lies that they are on the matter they are going to settle. I gave hope. I said, no problem. But the long and short is that nothing came out, and I got healing. I went there with an ailment that has seen some persons going 6 feet below. and some live with that the rest of their lives in pain and agony. I went there with that ailment. And the world listened to me. I came back healed till today.
So it's significant in the fact that you got healing.
I got healing.
Fantastic.
And then a number of persons that I've never known in my life came, and about 4 people in their houses. One of them later came to me. I know him. I think 2 of them. The other one I've not met them till now. They were on hunger strike too.
Okay.
The long and short is that today marks the beginning when I did the hunger strike, and by the grace of God, I gave notice on the 2nd that I am coming back. I am back, full force. And what we are going to do by the grace of God is that this 7 days, we are going to be updating society on some persons and to groups who are undergoing pressure that has destroyed their lives.
All right.
3 of the people I had their cases before I went on hunger strike have died because the government and those concerned refused to look at them.
Okay.
So, announcing this, we are beginning a podcast. We've started the podcast already, and you're going to see cases. It may be you, it may be another person. And by the grace of God, we remain the voice of the voiceless and justice accelerators for the oppressed. To celebrate the hunger strike, the 1st anniversary, we are going to do things that will alter the status quo in this state and even beyond.
All right.
So thank you very much for having me. You were there by my side. You were there. The station was there for me, and other stations, other media houses, other persons. I can't say thank you enough, but what I'm going to do is going to be show of appreciation that we are together in this, and if we don't have a responsive or responsible person in power, we must, as citizens, compel such people to do according to the oath of office, making the welfare and security of citizens their priority.